everybody, welcome to my channel, Chatting with Chops. My name is Karen and I try and make fun and entertaining videos that might teach you something along the way. Well, today we're in the kitchen, so we're going to make some cookies. We're going to make coconut clouds is what they're called, with a buttered brown frosting. So let's go on and get started. Okay, so one of the first things you want to do when you're starting to make these coconut cookies is have your egg sitting out at room temperature. And then what I've already done is put in my mixing bowl, I've put in my butter, shortening, and sugars, and I'm going to blend those until they're light and fluffy. And I'll give you all the ingredients, precise amounts for the ingredients down in the description box below, but we're just going to blend that up until it's all nice and fluffy. And again, that is my shortening, butter, and regular granulated sugar and brown sugar that's in there. So the next thing we're going to do is put in both of our eggs, and we do put in the full egg. And then we're going to put in coconut extract and vanilla extract. And we just need 1 teaspoon of each of these. And there's our coconut extract. Okay. And then our vanilla extract. And then we're going to mix that in really good. Next comes our 1 cup of regular sour cream is going to go in. The next step we're going to do is we're going to put our 2 3/4 cups flour in a bowl. One, 2, and 2, 3. Okay, and then we need half a teaspoon of baking soda. And 1 teaspoon of salt. We're just going to put a little half a teaspoon because I don't like putting a lot of salt in my recipes. And then just kind of stir that up a little bit. And then we're going to take this and mix it into our creamy mixture. So part of this fun recipe is that you do need toasted coconut. It takes about 3 cups of toasted coconut. So I have had mine in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. Depending on what your oven does will depend on how long it takes you. Alright, so the next thing that we want to do is take a cup of our toasted coconut. Do not spill it all over the floor, right? And we're going to put it into our cookie mixture. Right now would be a good time to go ahead and preheating your oven to 375 degrees. We're going to stir in this beautiful toasted coconut. Make sure that it's all mixed in good. And then we're going to take this cookie dough and drop it by just some little spoonfuls, about 2 inches apart, and bake them for about 8 to 10 minutes. Now I have said this on previous bakes, but please keep in mind what size cookies you make. It will depend on how quickly or slowly they bake, and how many calories are in each cookie, and how many you end up with at the end. So I try to keep mine right at about just a normal spoonful. Okay. And then we're just going to put those in the oven for about 8 to 10 minutes. Okay, so the recipe said to cook these for about 8 to 10 minutes, and I believe I cooked mine for about 20, so I may have overcooked them. Unfortunately, the original recipe doesn't show you, doesn't tell you what they're supposed to look like when they're ready to come out of the oven. So I just waited until the tops were a little bit firm and the sides were turning a little bit brown. I don't know if you guys can see that, but my bottom is nice and brown, so that's good. And then I'm going to leave them on the cookie sheet for about 2 minutes to just kind of finish cooking a little bit. And then I'm going to put them on the wire rack, and you have to let them cool completely before you can do the frosting step. So we're just going to let them sit here and rest and finish baking the rest of them. We're ready to make our frosting for the top of our cookies. So what I have done already is done 1/3 of a cup of butter, and I've basically just cooked it on the stove for about 5 to 7 minutes. And now we're going to gradually put in our 3 cups of confectionery sugar. And I'm just going to do it kind of a 1/2 cup at a time. So I have my frosting, I have my cookies, and then I have the rest of my toasted coconut. What the recipe says you're supposed to do is you're supposed to take a cookie and get some frosting, put it on top of the cookie, and then you're supposed to dip it in the toasted coconut. And there you go. There's your cookie. So again, cookie, a nice amount of frosting. I mean, I guess you can do it as thin, as thick as you want to, because you have the recipe, so you can make more frosting if you run out. And then you dip it in the coconut. And there you go. Now I'm going to keep doing this for all the cookies I've made. It's made about 5 dozen, so that's a good amount of cookies. Please give me a like and a subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you on some future bakes.